Welcome back to Jom Discuss, the news and culture show covering everything and anything in our world today. In this episode, we talk about the fasting month of Ramadan. So tune in, Jom Discuss.
Hello guys, this is Regina, and today I'm in the hot seat, which because our founder Keith is not here, but I'm still with two of our fellow podcasters, Mirosha and Asyraf.
What's up?
Hello.
And today is actually the 10th podcast of ours.
Yeah.
And we are talking about something that is actually reaching the end, so which is Ramadan. There was a female Muslim who posted a Facebook status about how she ate publicly during Ramadan, and she received a lot of hate. And how we would like to start with, Ashraf, could you tell us what is Ramadan?
Well, Ramadan is the month where Muslims have to fast, meaning they have to sacrifice the most basic need of drinking and eating. And it's not exclusive to all Muslims. There are also certain exemptions. For example, women who are on the, menstrual time of the month, people or like even pregnant women who are not able to because of the fear that there's a possibility it being not good for the baby while feeding, and also individuals who are old or very very ill and it could be detrimental to their health. Those are certain exemptions on Ramadan. So if you want to know what the month is about, it's about, I guess, it's a reflection upon on like I understand like other religions. I know some Christians also, they have their own fasting, right?
Yes.
Where they
Yeah.
sacrifice what they love most.
That's
When it's near
for Good Friday or
Easter.
Easter,
Yeah,
right?
for Easter.
Yeah.
Similarly, like how this is not like, because you guys, I think for Christians you are able to choose depending on what you love most, right?
Yes.
For this one, it's like, how would you still then appreciate life and the things you have when the most basic things are not there? Once the basic needs are stripped away from you, you test yourself into giving back to others.
Okay. So, according to the Facebook status of this female Muslim, she said that she went to Quill City Mall at the chicken rice shop restaurant, and the manager was, I believe the manager should be Malay, together with the waitress as well. So they were really rude towards her, and
So they did not want to be seen serving her. That's what I read.
And they said that, there could be a situation where maybe the religious police officers would come and raid their restaurant. And how do you feel about it? Do you think that it's wrong or is it right for her to be eating publicly?
This is where Keith was like, maybe we should bring like a Malay friend, a female Malay friend, to give her opinion. But I did ask my female Malay friends like what they think of it, right? And they said that when they are in that time of the month where they're not supposed to be fasting, they can eat, right? Most of them said that despite them being allowed to eat, they prefer not eating in public because in respect of others. Yeah. So, I don't think there is right or wrong. It really depends on the individual themselves. Like if they choose to eat, they're like, it depends on what you think. You're like, I can eat, so I want to eat, and just serve me already, because like everybody else is eating. Just because I'm a Muslim lady, a female lady, and she was also in hijab.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes it worse. Like they had to mention it specifically in the article that she had hijab on. So they'll be a lot more harsh on someone who has hijab on, because they're like they assume that you're supposed to be more religious than the ones that don't have it on. Things like these, you have to take them into account. But I don't think there's right or wrong. It really depends on the individual. So now, if she went to another restaurant and the manager and the workers there were a lot more lenient, they were like, whatever it is, she's a customer and she's asking for food we are serving. So it depends on the people there in the restaurant as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
After she posted that status, so she actually did a Twitter poll where she asked the respondents whether they would eat or not eat out of respect for other Muslims. So actually 60% of about 1,000 respondents said that they won't.
1,000 respondents.
Yeah. while another 60% of them said that it was actually not wrong for Muslims to eat or drink in public during Ramadan. So Ashraf, you would need to comment on this since you're the only Muslims out of all of us.
Well, like, you mean like how do I feel about it? You know, her eating in people who are not. I mean, who don't need to fast.
I mean, do you
eat in
think it's
public.
right or wrong?
I just feel like by principle it's not wrong. However, you know, you're gonna have societal backlash. You know, it's in public. I think that if it's anything in any country that people deem it to be very, you know, frowned upon, you wouldn't want to do it in public. You know, like I do have friends who do not fast and then they eat, but it's like you have to consider certain things that other people perceive differently. That's why even in a democratic society, we can't have like a unanimous decision, right? So if to say she wanted to eat it in discreet places, like in, you know, very secluded areas,
Yeah.
and like it shows that she is really making effort to eat behind closed doors. I mean, not really closed doors, more like not it being publicized in such a way. Then I feel like it's fine. I know that some people might think of it as like, you know, you're just trying to make a big fuss out of nothing because you're just trying to show off your own rights, for example.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to some extent, I would understand that. You know, like there's not a need for you to like publicly say, "Hey, like I'm on my period and I don't need to be, you know, I don't need to be fasting and I am exempted. So let me just be like another normal human being." But then there's also the argument of, is it like people take into account even more just because she wears a hijab? What I mean, what do you guys think about that one?
Both are looking at me. I'm
I
like,
mean, like, just because she wears a hijab. So let's
So
assume.
if she doesn't, then
Yeah,
it's okay.
let's assume
Is
if she
that-
didn't wear a hijab. That's my
okay,
concern.
Okay, I have a friend. She looks more Chinese. She's Chinese Muslim, and she is a Muslim that fasts. But when she's not on her period, she goes out and she eats as she likes, and no one questions her because she does not wear a hijab and she does not look Malay.
Yeah.
So that is where, you know, the way you portray yourself, your appearance comes into account. Because like, if she was to wear a hijab, then I'm pretty sure she would get a lot of stinky eye, and you know they'd make comments.
There is actually when it comes to eating in public during Ramadan. Recently, there was also another case where I think an Indian lady, she was eating in her car, and there
She was my high school senior.
Oh
She
my
posted it. She
God.
was like, "I'm so mad." And that morning, I saw that status, and then, oh my god, it went viral like
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And she was like, she posted a status after that saying,
Yeah.
guys, I just had a bad morning, and I posted a status, but it was just out of anger. I did not mean to spread any negativity, and those who are making negative comments about Muslims out there, stop it, because that was not my intention. My
Yeah.
intention was to say that, you know, stop ruining people's day like that, and it's not compulsory for people to not eat in front of you just because you're fasting. So she put it out there, but you know that did not stop it from going viral though.
So what generally happened was she was eating, and then there was a motorcyclist that just came and knocked
Traffic.
on
Yeah.
her car mirror, and he was scolding her like really loudly and things. I would have freaked out if someone were to knock on my
Yeah.
mirror. Like I thought someone would have been trying to like
Rob,
rob
rob
me.
you.
For me, these are just people who want to see the world burn. You know, they're just trying to make a big fuss out of nothing. Like if they're so pissed off about that, why not you just go to Bazaar Ramadans and say, "Hey, y'all are tempting me to eat. And you shouldn't be selling food publicly. You should be selling inside a store." Right? I mean, I don't understand these kind of people. They just want a big fuss out of it, and you know.
I actually tweeted something about this. I was like, why do people find it so much easier to share things that are so negative? Like, why can't we share things that we should do instead of what we should not do? So when people share these things, right, like with the status that my senior posted about, so people start sharing and like, why are people like these? Why do they exist? And like, I mean, it was just so negative, and I was like, why can't you say things like, make it in a more positive way, like, you should not do this instead of condemning the guy. Why don't you say like you should not do this? And I'm pretty sure that guy just won in like 1,000 or more, because I have so many Muslim friends, and never once anyone has ever said like, Miro, stop eating or drinking in front of me. It's not that I purposely did. I never really okay, there are some days, it's 30 days of Ramadan. One of those days I do forget that someone is fasting, you know, someone beside me is fasting. So I just drink and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. And like, they don't come and tell me like, stop being so inconsiderate. No one really does that.
I mean, just to share with you guys, I mean, in both of these stories, that is the whole point of Ramadan. Because we're in a multicultural society, I don't know how it applies to most other Muslim countries, but what do you call, it's not our responsibility to like ensure other people, hey, respect us during our month because we're Muslims and we have a lot of non-other Muslims. The whole point is that these are the kind of challenges that are facing in front of you, and you are stripped of your basic needs, and that's where you have to then increase your sense of
You need to resist temptation.
yes, that is the word. Resisting temptation. Oh, but also like fun input. Say fun. I wouldn't say fun. Like it's not just exclusive to food and drinks. You are also supposed to resist temptation in terms of anything that's negative,
Like
say
swearing.
swearing,
Cigarettes.
watching inappropriate or
Yeah.
explicit content.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Okay.
those kind of
Right.
things. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we can also talk about like, have Miro, you break fasts with friends of different religions or fast yourself since
Yeah.
you're a Hindu?
Yeah, this
And
is like
how
my
is
fourth
that?
year. I did it. I do it at least like twice or thrice, not the whole 30 days. No, but twice or thrice
really good
those 30 days. So
experience.
like I started it. How it started was I have this really close Muslim friend of mine and classmates, and at that time during class, like she was the only one left in class, and she wasn't eating, and I was like, you know what? I think like I'll fast with you tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
And you know, I before I started, I was thinking like, how do these people do it, and like,
Yeah.
how will they feel when they watch people eat? Like, when they feel hungry,
Yeah.
when they feel lazy, and like when they have lack of energy, how do
Yeah.
they go about it, right? When I actually did it, I found out that this is how it actually feels like. It's more of a mind over matter thing. You know, like if you have told your mind that you are fasting, right? People can bring like the best looking food in front of you. It can smell great, it can look great, but you know that you are fasting. You wouldn't tell them stop eating in front of me because you're eventually going to eat it like at 7:30, and you would feel hungry at about like the usual time that you eat. Like
Yeah.
if you're lunchtime, 12 o'clock, you feel hungry, and then eventually it just goes off, and then when it is actually 7:30, you don't feel that hungry after all. You're just like, okay, that's food, let's eat. Like that's actually how it feels. And it's really about your principles lah, and you wouldn't feel like anybody else there is trying to tempt you or anything. It's a nice feeling, like after the whole day you don't eat and you eat with your fellow Muslim
And then
friends,
like
like
when it's 7:30, when you finally get to eat, it's so satisfying, right? Like oh,
yeah. But you know, like you order the food and it's right there, and you're just looking at the watch. And like, what time do you break fast today? Doesn't it get earlier as it goes on?
but it tastes 10 times better,
Yeah,
right?
it tastes
Because you
10 times
waited
better.
for it.
And the water tastes like, I don't know, like just came like from somewhere. Yeah.
Have you had your own like fair share of experiences, Regina?
I've never actually fasted
You should
before.
try.
I would. I would
3 days
try.
left. Is it 3? 2?
Two
Yeah.
days.
I've never been to like a bazaar before, so
No.
Not judging. Not judging.
Okay, we are going today.
okay. So just to wrap that up, so basically talked about how we have the Muslim woman who was eating in public during Ramadan, and we feel that it's not really such a big deal, to be honest. And Mirosha and Asyraf both told us about their own experience of fasting as well. And I'm gonna try it as well, I guess. So Ramadan is coming to an end. That means Hari Raya is coming on. So
Selamat Hari Raya,
yeah, just like to
everyone.
wish you guys
Selamat Hari Raya. Maaf
Maaf
Zahir
Zahir dan
Batin.
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 Thank you. Bye.
Bye.